It's pretty fun to watch.
Right, it's game time. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call this council regular session to order. It's Wednesday, August 16th. The time is 7 p.m. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'll go ahead and open it up for visitor comments. If you'd like to come up, please state your name for the record and keep it to 3 minutes or less.
Shocker, Nick's talking now. Nick, I'm gonna read something again. This isn't a complaint, so we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed members of our community, when considering a role with the city council, it's not just about making decisions, but also about being deeply embedded within the community and understanding the financial fabric that binds us together. I bring to the table more than a decade of experience in the financial service industry, holding leadership roles that didn't only benefit corporations, but the individuals in the communities that we serve. I see beyond the numbers on a balance sheet. To me, every figure represents a face, a story, a family in our community. This perspective is deeply ingrained in my efforts at the Community Action Team in St. Helens, where I've spearheaded homeownership and financial literacy classes. My aim, to empower our community members with the tools they need to create a stable and prosperous future. In my role at Walnut Credit Union, I didn't just manage accounts, I cultivated relationships. I opened and managed a branch, championed community service efforts, and overachieved on membership growth and loan quotas. But why? Because I genuinely believe in the power of community engagement and its direct impact on our local economy. At the Young Credit Union Professionals of Oregon, I engaged in meaningful dialogues with state senators about pressing financial issues and orchestrated events for early career development. My experience there underlines my commitment to bridging the gap between you, the constituents, and the legislative machinery that affects our daily lives. And while my financial experience speaks volumes, my time as an aviation machinist mate in the U.S. Navy adds another layer to my qualifications. The Navy instilled in me discipline, the importance of meticulousness, and the value of service to the greater good, qualities I wish to bring to our city council. In conclusion, I'm not just offering my professional expertise, but also my passion for community welfare and growth. As your potential city council member, I promise a balanced approach, informed decisions, and an unwavering commitment to our city's bright future. Thank you for considering me for this crucial role.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 0 on Zoom.
Tina's on there, but she didn't raise her hand.
Okay. Okay. All right, award bid contract and contract. Award bid to Emery and Sons Construction Inc. for progressive design build services for the replacement of the 2.0 MG reservoir. And authorize Public Works Director to negotiate a final scope of work and cost based on the contractor's design build proposal.
My motion to award bid and contract. Line item number 1.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to award a bid contract to Emery and Son. Let our Public Works Director get the cost base for that. So President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. It's a nice little presentation from them earlier today. Approve and authorize for signature 2, performance agreement with Oregon Department of Energy for grant for solar at the new public safety building. And 3, extension of agreement with Structural Nexus LLC for structural plan review services.
Make a motion that we approve or authorize for signature line items 2 and 3.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve and authorize the signatures 2 and 3. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
No, an aye as well. Consent agenda for acceptance 4 planning commission minutes dated July 11th, 2023.
Move we approve consent agenda items 4, planning commission minutes dated July 11th, 2023.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve consent agenda 4. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sunday.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
No, an aye as well. Consent agenda for approval, council minutes dated July 19th, 2023, 6 accounts payable bill list.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda for approval for line items 5 and 6.
Second, sorry, I
Yeah.
was paying attention to that.
Consent agenda for approval, 5 and 6, Council President Chilton,
Aye.
Council Cindy.
Aye.
Council Gunderson,
Aye.
no one as well. Okay, work session items, Councilor Chilton has something she's gonna make a motion on.
So something from the regular session that we talked about was making an adjustment to the utility account for a water leak for the Armstrong World Industries. We talked about that earlier and John gave us a good explanation of what happened there. So I move that we approve a utility account adjustment for Armstrong World Industries back to their average water utility fee due to a major water leak.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to adjust the water leak at Armstrong World Industries. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Cindy. Aye. Council Gunderson. And I as well. Wow, you guys were flying. That was a.
I know I was expecting more public comment. I don't know why. It just seems like
I would still, I really would.
I thought more people.
I
were
thought
gonna-
we would too. It's too bad that they just stick to social media and don't show up like Nick who's participating. So, all right, council member reports, Council President Chilton.
So recently I attended the Black Tie and Blue Jean fundraiser. That was a really fun time. I enjoyed a lot of good company in the community and I was at the Deer Island Stock Ranch. That was my first time ever there. And it's a really beautiful property right on the river. It happened to be on my birthday, so it was a nice celebration day.
Wish you a
Yeah.
happy birthday.
No, you didn't. That's what I was expecting flowers. Know where I was. I'm just kidding. Totally wasn't. Sorry. But other than that, softball is still in full swing. Shauna did a really good job in Parks and Rec, running the co-ed league at McCormick Park, which finished up tonight. They're literally playing right now, but I'm here, so you know, you gotta pick and choose some things. But Shauna did a really good job running that, so kudos to her. Men's and women's starts next, so we'll be at Campbell a lot. And the fields look great over there and they look clean and there's no abandoned cars or anything like that at the park, so we're happy campers so far. I wanted to comment real quick on Doug Morton's public comment, and I think that he made some really great points. When I first started in city council, I thought it was odd that we didn't have a stronger connection with the fire department. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they're their own fire district and the police are under city council. So we actually govern over the police, but we don't do that with our fire department. And so I think a lot of people don't understand that. I didn't understand that coming into this, but I think it's very important that we better that partnership with them because it's not just about fires, although fires are very important, but they, you know, are a huge part of our public safety and bring a lot to the table for the residents of St. Helens. So I know right now it's probably not the best time, but maybe it's an opportune time to get involved. So, and you know, while things are starting fresh with the board, so I just wanted to say that I agree with Doug's comment, and I think we should look at ways of trying to strengthen that partnership. I'm going on vacation next week, which I'm really excited about that. So I may be out of it for a little bit, just enjoying the end of summer with my kids and husband. I wanted to applaud Mohammed and Sharon for their presentation because I think a lot of times things just kind of happen behind the scenes and we leave it to citizens to look online for answers or make phone calls. But the way that they presented that, and they really didn't need to because a lot of us already know this, but they really presented it for the public to understand what was happening with the water reservoir. They did a really great job. And that's one of my biggest things with getting on city council was trying to show a little bit more transparency to the public with things that happen behind closed doors or things that we already know about, but getting to share it from that perspective, I think gets everything started on a good foot. And I think a lot of people learned a lot from what Mohammed and Sharon shared today. So I just want to say thank you to them for doing that. They did a really great job of explaining the whole story in a really quick detail, something they've been working on for years. So they did a really great job. And yeah, that was it.
All right, thank you. Council Cindy.
All right, just a few things. We had our Parks and Trails Commission meeting on Monday, and they too talked about fire danger, especially in the parks. There was a fire recently at the BMX track, so that's on everybody's mind right now. I just saw somebody asking on Facebook this week are you allowed to smoke in our city parks? And no, you're not. And I think we could do probably a better job of advertising that our parks are smoke-free, especially now. Not a good time to be doing that. The Parks Commission, I think this is the second meeting where they've been taking an in-depth look at the permitting and fee process for parks. So they're, I think, continuing that discussion next time. And during Buck's presentation, he talked about vandalism, that it continues to be a big problem, especially in bathrooms and
Frustrating.
places like that, with doors being ripped off, the hinges and toilets destroyed. And they've tried locking them at different times and still vandalism, and Campbell's one of them. Vandalism, and he also mentioned drug use going on, especially in the bathrooms in the parks.
Definitely at Campbell, yeah.
Hate to interrupt yours, but that reminds me, can you make a note? About bathrooms for Friday night movie night? They were apparently locked and probably on a sensor. So, nobody could use the restrooms down here for Friday.
Was it Shauna here?
There was some staff communication about that as well.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure I got a citizen that reached out to me when in the river, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No.
Is that it?
No, that's about it for parks. I wanted to go back real quick, talk about the Gateway Arch for a minute, because I went back and refreshed after a meeting today. So there's a lot of comments out there that this is something secret that's been going on and nobody knows about it. I went back and looked. So this was first proposed to us as a council by John on February 15th. The committee that was selected began meeting in April, continued meeting through June. Once they had a recommendation, it was reviewed, sent to the Planning Commission for review, which was July 11th, which that meeting is available to everybody. The rendering that we looked at today was emailed to the city council over a week ago on August 7th. It appeared in the St. Helens Waterfront newsletter a week ago on August 10th. So the idea that this is something that was done in secret or there's ill intentions behind it, I think is, I can't buy that, but I do look forward to the open house and additional public comment and input. And I don't know that I'm 100% convinced that we need an archway, but if we are going to have one, I think I'm like everybody else. I want it to be the best that it can be, and something that contributes to the downtown is something that we're going to be able to be proud of, and not something we're going to look back and regret. So I look forward to more dialogue and see where it goes.
Totally agree with your last comment there, 100%, Chancellor Sunday. You know, and it all starts with the dialect, the way it's written up to be received. And it was totally like it's gag order, a secret. It was just, I read it too. And was a little bit upset because there was all that work done behind it. So if nothing else, you know, we're moving forward. We found a way to move forward, so we'll get through the process. So
So I missed the planning commission because I was on vacation, but I would like to, for the record, say that the planning commission meetings are all public. They are all online. If anybody wants to participate, they're more than welcome to and share their opinions on it. And I don't think that if people want to comment on social media, that's fine. If they want to find out what's really going on, then they should show up for the meetings. Other than that, I'll also, we went to the Black Tie Blue Beans event. I had a great time, didn't expect to. I was there a lot longer than I thought I'd be, and I got to meet some great people. Other than that, yeah, like when it comes up to this transparency issue, that could be easily resolved by people showing up and participating. And I would like to see more of that. So if you've got complaints or questions or comments, instead of doing it on social media, come here.
yes, thank you. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So you know, Agree with my fellow counselors. So Black Tide Blue Jean event was really good. They raised a lot of money. I think they exceeded about 200,000 through almost 300,000 for scholarships. It was really heartwarming to hear the two ladies who gave a presentation on that had received scholarships in the past and where they're at today, sisters. And the one really kind of choked me up, even just thinking about her story, still does a little bit, just because she was always told she wasn't good enough, smart enough to do anything, and she continued to fight and did a good job, and so that was a good event. It really makes a difference in our community. Met with Montemucci just a couple days ago. You'll see we're out here on the intersection, took her on a tour. It was nice to have Congresswoman Montemucci here to see our town and show it off. Staff did a wonderful job in helping facilitate that, and she was pretty impressed with what we have going on here. So, and she's helped us out in the past, so and she'll continue to be an advocate of the city, and it was nice just to have her here and proving that. So. Let's see, Morton, yes, I definitely would agree with Doug. We've talked about this and he got a little traction he had spoke about with the Great Cliffs Park, but that is kind of a little scary area for people that live down that area who could be trapped, especially looking across the river if they fire currently going over the center. So tourism boat. I'm glad to see it up and running and out there, and for the sandcastle competition, that was great to see all that out there happening, and just a lot of happy faces when we celebrate that as a success. With the mayor's conference in Hood River, learned a lot of good things to in partnership and toured their city. They have 3 different urban renewals going on there. And their waterfront has actually grown to its maximum capacity at the urban renewal. I think it was either 10 years or 10 years still left that it could have. And it's already fulfilled its obligation. Does that sound about right?
Maximum indebtedness.
Yes. So they have an upper part that they're currently doing an urban renewal, and then kind of a central. So lots going on there. They do parking there. I found that fascinating for their downtown area. They make about $500,000 off their parking, because everything is paid parking down there. And you can only park for 3 hours, and then you have to move. They do have a meter system where you just buy that pass for the whole year. But they have a way of just scanning your car, and it needs to move every 3 hours. So that's a really I found kind of interesting, because we have limited parking down here, and everybody wants to be down here. And $500,000 a year could go, well, maybe not even that. Let's say 100,000 a year could go towards a payment of a parking structure, maybe that was paid too. So just thinking about ideas like that, and coming back to our waterfront, there's a lot of individuals that have had the council, the staff members that have put a lot of time and effort into this waterfront, and I was kind of disheartened. And that's why I spoke earlier about celebrating our waterfront and rather than picking it apart. And whether you agree with me or disagree with me, this has been a collaborative effort that has been a whole city moving forward. And maybe that thing, maybe the archway did look a little funky. I'm not an artist. I don't know. All right. I like the asymmetrical one. But it's certainly not a time to put it out publicly, because you're going to get some likes and people are going to agree with you. We all have opinions, and it was definitely a lot of public meetings that were open if you had wanted to have your voice heard in between what we were presented today and back in what do you say, February 15th?
Yes, when we first started.
February 15th. So and again, we need to be celebrating. Not, this community, that's not what our community is about, we're bigger and better than that. You know, I may not always like people's actions, but I'll always listen to them and, definitely take it to heart. And give my honest feedback from my perspective that the voters that voted for me allow me that perspective to have. So, so we continue to sit up here and serve happily and enjoy doing this. And it's really, I think our open house really needs to be about celebrating. I mean, that, yes, so,
Good idea. Have refreshments and everything.
yeah, so.
Very social.
So that being said, and you know, it's been a vision for a long, long time. This goes back to Randy Peterson and Mayor Peterson and Lot, Jenny Carlson to Susan Cohen, the list goes on. And a lot of committees, Al Kanika Peterson. I mean, I can start naming off, rattling off name after name of open houses we've had. It's time to start celebrating, not, we're getting there. It's not gonna be what everybody wants of their liking, but as a community, it will be ours and it will be nice. A lot better than what we had. Extremely a lot better than what we had, so. And, you know, that's pretty much all I got to say on that. I think to end on that note, I'm not trying to lecture anybody, but I'm just trying to say, you know, we are better than that. And we're at full speed ahead. I adopted this urban renewal 2016 and we're already implementing it. Now, if you start researching other urban renewals in other cities and look how long ago they were started and they're still going, or the little bit of progress they've made in 15 years in the short time we've been here, it's pretty amazing. So we're truly fortunate, and these are luxury problems that we're having and that's celebrated. So anybody, I'm sure you all agree, and that's what I heard you coming out of your guys' mouth, you know, so keep up the good work, John. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Lisa. Not like we're going anywhere, but just thank you guys for all your hard work. We can't do it without staff, you know, and it's good seeing your pictures up there. That's another thing. The recognition of the magazine. Can you announce that again? What was that magazine?
Yes, League of Oregon Cities, local focus bulletin they do quarterly.
So we made the front page of that.
We have, we need a section on employee retention and recruitment, and that kind of closes out by a expose on the Riverwalk and Riverfront redevelopment we're doing here. It's pretty impressive, yeah.
So I would never, ever, even if I disagree with the staff member, I would never, ever go to them. I'd go to him and then I'm trying to understand where they were coming from. So, because I've seen some negative talks about certain staff members too. So, yeah, we are a cohesive bunch, so we'll get there. Yep.
Sum it up to growing pains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty fast meeting. Thanks for showing up, Nick.